Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm David Yak here.
And I'm Susan Keller-Horn.
She remembered. And you're
I knew
listening.
my name. I wait, as directed by
That's right.
our producer, I wait till the camera comes to me.
And you really wait.
I really
do. Which is great.
I wait.
Anyway, I'm supposed
That's how we do it here. We just tease each other. And
So this is the podcast of the Vero Beach Film Festival. And today we want to tell you something really important. A lot of people don't buy their passes until they can see the films online or the schedules online. And we want to tell everybody that we do have all the films online. You can look up what the films are about. You can see, in most cases, you can watch the trailers and, of course, the schedule. So we highly recommend that you do go online. And that way you sort of can plan the festival, whether you have a Pick 4 pass and want to see only 4 movies, or if you have a cinema pass where you can just run around the festival and pick any film you want. And of course, there's the Premiere Pass that you can get online that includes every film, every party, every dinner, everything, including us.
Yes, you will see us. Anyway, but when you do go online and you go to our website, vbfilmfest.org, at the very top, there are buttons which will tell you where you can buy tickets or what the films are. And so you can click on 2024 schedule. When you get to 2024 schedule, you will find that you can click on days. So a bunch of the days are our box office. And then when you get to Thursday, April 11th, then you click on that day and it will show you the hours of what we're showing that day. And you can click wherever that is. So our first thing that you would see on Thursday, April 11th, is our guest program director's short picks. And so with those guest program short picks, we should probably introduce our guest program director.
Right, Herb Stratford. He's been with us for 2 years and really, really finding some of our great films that we'll be showing this year at the festival. But more importantly, he's an extraordinary judge of the films that we are showing. And he's got his director's picks with us. And we're going to talk a little about the director's picks. The guest program director's picks.
We made that awfully lengthy and wieldy.
No, we could just call it Herb's Picks.
Herb's Picks. Oh my gosh, that's what we're doing next year. We're calling it Herb's Picks.
All right, Herb, here we are. So
hi, Herb.
Tell it, something, we know you really well, obviously, because we've worked together closely for so long, but really give our filmmakers and our audience a little background on you so they can get to know you the way we know you.
Sure. Well, thank you, Susan and David, for having me on today. Appreciate it, and looking forward to a great festival again. Happy to be a part of it. So yes, I am I'm sort of an interesting mix of things. I am a festival programmer. I've worked in Napa, Sonoma, Tucson, New York, Florida, all over the place. But also, I'm a film critic. I'm a member of the Critics' Choice group, and I am a historic theater restoration consultant. So and also I make documentaries. I do a lot of different things. Which gives me access to a lot of interesting titles, a lot of different films, a lot of different filmmakers, and so I get to bring that to Vero Beach each year in sort of helping Susan and the rest of the team figure out what we are going to see. And one of my favorite parts about the job is doing sort of the Director's Picks program, which gives me a chance to, it's sort of a challenge, actually. It makes me pick one short, or sometimes 2, from the different shorts programs that we have to sort of shine a light on it, as these are ones that, not that I don't love them all, but these are ones that I love a little bit more, and sort of a chance to get a peek inside my brain, which is probably all anybody needs, is just a peek.
Maybe a peek might be scary. I'm not sure. But no, anyway, yes. And I love that you do this and that we have this. And it's shown on April 11th at 10 a.m. And tell us a little bit about the films that you have.
So it's a great lineup of 6 films that we're showing in this program. The first one is from Vero Visions, and that, of course, is our local filmmakers program of short films. And I have picked a film called Just One Last Thing, which is, one of the things that resonates with me is I like a little bit of comedy in my shorts. I don't like them to be too super heavy. And this one is really funny because the premise is very dark, but it just keeps getting more sort of ridiculous and funny as time goes by. And it's about a guy that has decided to end his life, and so he's engaged a hitman to assist with that because he couldn't do it himself. And just sort of, he's not quite ready, even though he thinks he is. So this is just a real fun ride, really well done. Really happy to have this in the program, and I think you're going to enjoy that. And then I have two short films from the student films process or the program. And the first one is called Spare Me, which is, number one, it's a hell of a thing to make a short film, but to make a short film that's a period piece, that requires even more because you've got costumes and you've got, props and you've got, locations, and you really have to try, and it just adds a whole level of difficulty. And so for a student film to do this and to be so well done, this is about, sundown towns, which were a thing where African Americans were not welcome in certain towns after dark. And this is sort of a period piece about a young man that is ending up against sort of a deadline because the sun is going down, and sort of remembering what his father has told him. And it's just very well done. I mean, it's a very sort of somber and important story, but at the same time, it's just it's a really welcome reminder, and it's so well done. So that's Spare Me. And then there's totally on the flip side of that, there's a one called That's My Stool, which is about an encounter in a bar and between a couple of guys and a lady. And I can't say anything more other than it really takes some great twists and turns and really funny. And the perfect anecdote to spare me. You need something a little bit light to go after
true.
that. So that's that. Those two films. From the documentary shorts program, I've got a film called John D., which is really interesting, a documentary about an actor who you've seen and who you recognize, but sort of you don't know enough about him. So it's really interesting to sort of dive in and get a little bit more about this guy and sort of like, oh yeah, I remember him. So that's a real great one to see. The comedy, of course, is always a challenge here at Vero Beach because we have so many incredible comedy shorts. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches, to be honest with you. As I've mentioned before, I program a number of film festivals, and I don't know what it is about Vero, but we get the funniest comedy shorts. So the one we've got now this year that's in on my program is called Proof of Concept, and it's a really witty sort of look at the industry and about making films and about how films are made and who those people are that make films and sort of family relationships. It's just a hoot. We were so glad we could get it. Richard Kind is in this movie, who you know from all kinds of things. Mad About You always jumps to mind. But that's a real fun film. Very excited about that. And then the final film, which is in the dramatic program. I think it could sort of fall into comedy as well because it's just got such great elements to it. It's called Halmani's Pot. And this is a really great story about an Asian grandmother getting into some trouble for her grandson. And I just love this film. I'm so excited we get to share it with our audiences. Just a lot of fun. I mean, this program from top to bottom is just one you're going to walk out smiling and feeling like you learned something and feeling like you had a good time. And you want to go tell all your friends, you got to go see these films. And you can, because all these films are part of the different programs.
You know what I like about the producers' picks is, although we show every short category 2 times, it's hard for everybody to see everything. So if you get to the program director's picks, you've at least gotten a little sampling of all our short programs.
Of all the different genres.
Of all the different genres that we have in our short programs. And then you'll know, oh, I want to go see this one, or I want to go see that one, and get there. Although your pick, you've made fabulous picks. I do love everything you chose. And I don't think, the other films are fantastic too as well, and they'll be completely different. So you do want to try to get to everything.
Herb, going back to Proof of Concept, this is sort of a bunch of interesting facts. It was put together by Max Cohn, and his heritage is extraordinary. His great-grandfather was Rube Goldberg, right? His grandfather was George W. George, who was really well known in theater and produced films like My Dinner with Andre, right? His father is Mark Cohn, who's famous for Walking in Memphis. His mother is Jennifer George, who was one of the great, or who is one of the great clothing designers and now jewelry designers. And so it's one of those things that runs right down into his talent, because I also agree with you. I thought it was so intelligent, so witty. I'm so glad you picked it. And of course, Max is going to be thrilled, or he is thrilled.
He is thrilled.
And that we should mention too, and I think, Susan, you're probably the one to speak to this because you're more in tune with the hospitality side than I am, but we have a number of filmmakers associated to these films that are going to be joining us, which is really great, because that's part of the film festival experience, I think, that's so valuable to people. Is you're not just watching a movie, you have a chance to interact with the filmmaker, to ask questions, to just sort of it's just different when you have that access that you don't get otherwise. And so, Susan, can you speak to who's coming from any of these?
Filmmakers from Just One Last Thing, Spare Me, That's My Stool, and Halmani's Pot. So 4 of the 6 films you've chosen will be here. So filmmakers.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And so, and I think they will be, I'm assuming, because this is what we did last year, I'm assuming that they will try and be at all the screenings. And so if you look at the schedule online, and you'll be able to see when, if perhaps, if you want to try and meet one of these folks after hearing us talk about it. And I will say too, our filmmakers are so welcome, so friendly. They'll stick around. I have to shoo them out of the room because the next screening is starting, because they're talking to every single person that wants to say hello, which is really great. That's a special thing. They feel so comfortable with us that they want to meet everybody, which is fun.
Why we developed the whole concept of the Filmmakers Welcome Gala on our opening night. Because exactly for that reason, our audience is also a type of audience that very specifically loves to talk to our filmmakers.
They really do.
And giving them that opportunity when we welcome the filmmakers to the festival, and having our audience members mingle with them, because they're really enthusiastic, and our audience has a lot of questions.
They always do.
Well, and that's the thing, honestly, is, filmmakers, and we actually showed my documentary last year on Gustav Stickley at Vero Beach at the film festival, and that's that feedback that filmmakers really love, is to hear from audiences about something that resonated with them, or maybe they have a personal story related to the film or to somebody in the film, and that's the kind of feedback that you can't get unless you're interacting with audiences. So if you love a film, I would say, as an audience member, even if you just walk by the filmmaker and say, "Hey, I really enjoyed that. That was wonderful. Thank you." Even if you don't stop to talk to them, that feedback is so great, and it just makes them feel so good about our audience here in Vero Beach, and and to continue to make their work. And we love our alumni filmmakers too. That's the other thing I should mention, is once somebody's been to Vero Beach, they can't wait to come back. And we have a lot of folks, like Nick Davis last year had been a couple times. We have wonderful filmmakers that really look forward to our audiences and to the experience of being in Vero.
Yes.
In fact, they often call us and say, "I don't really have a film, but I'd like to come." Right? And they're welcome to come.
Yes, they are.
They are.
So, thank you very much, Herb. We will be talking to you again on our podcast. But right now, David, why don't we talk a little bit about
We have an online store.
I know, and we haven't told anybody.
We never tell you about that. We have a merch. We got the lingo down, at least, right? Where you can pick out really our branded T-shirts, branded mugs, branded water bottles, branded baseball caps. So if you love the look of the Vero Beach brand and you're proud of it, you should go online to vbfilmfest.org, because our merchandise or merch store is up now, and I'm getting 4 mugs.
4 mugs. That's
4
awesome.
mugs.
I'm probably going to get 2 mugs. There's only 2 of us in the house now, so 2 mugs for me, but I might get a wine glass.
But the kids do come to visit. Maybe you need a bun. Do they drink coffee?
No, they don't.
Do they drink tea?
Sometimes.
Something? Yeah, 4 mugs.
4 mugs.
There you go.
But there's cool shirts, there's jackets, there's all kinds of things on there.
And we're constantly adding.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. All we have to do is make a call and say, somebody recommended that we... Oh, we have beach towels.
Oh, yay, because
Right.
we're by the beach.
Right. All right. So we should wrap it up.
We should. Thank you, Herb. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate having you here, and we are excited that you're coming to the festival again this year, and all the help you've had with everything we've done with the films, and it's just been amazing. So thank you.
So now we're going to say goodbye. Why are we saying goodbye? Because our producer says we never say goodbye.
So goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, and we'll see you next time, which is probably in a few minutes. Bye now.
Bye.